Hey guys, it's LEGO Boys E3. Today I'm going to show you how to magnetize your Rubik's Magic. So today will be a quick video showing you the process of putting these magnets on your Rubik's Magic. Now yes, I did say on the Rubik's Magic, so what we're going to be doing is gluing magnets onto the Magic just like this, kind of in the middle of a bunch of pieces, so that when you turn the piece over like this, it'll attract. And so theoretically that attraction between the magnets when you're turning it like this will make you ever so slightly faster, which will make your times on the Magic a little bit better. Now in the WCA, they've legalized all sorts of magnetic things in the past. You can use 3x3s, 2x2s, 4x4s, pyraminxes, cubes, everything with magnets in them. And so of course they would let you use a Rubik's Magic with magnets on them, because why wouldn't they? I mean, yeah, sure, Rubik's Magic isn't a WCA event anymore, but if it were, just know that having magnets on it would probably be WCA legal. And so I'm just going to kind of go through and kind of show my thought process for all the magnets and their placements and everything. You can have more magnets in this if you want more attraction between more parts of the puzzle while you're solving it, or you could have less than I have right here. You could just have the bare minimum, like 4 on the very beginning stage. But yeah, at the very minimum, you'll need at least like 4 little magnets like this. Make sure they're pretty small. I'm just using 4x2. They could be a little bit smaller. And of course, you can also have more than that amount of magnets. So yeah, just get some magnets, get your Rubik's Magic, and of course get some super glue. Now before you start going crazy and gluing magnets to your Magic, just make sure you watch through this entire video first, because there will be some pretty important information at the end about this before you start this process. But I'm just going to go ahead and start. So what we're going to do is get a little bit of super glue out, like this. And what we'll do is we'll just put a little tiny dab, not too much, right in the center of a piece like that. You see I just have a little tiny dab. And then I can get a magnet. It doesn't matter the polarity at this point. And we can just set it on right in the center of the piece. Just like that. And then we'll wait a second for that to dry. And there we go. There's the first magnet in place. Looks like it's pretty well glued on there. And now we can put the second one down in the center tile of this next tile right down here. So just put a little dab of glue right again in the same place. And then put another magnet on. The polarity of these two compared to each other doesn't matter. You'll just want to make sure you pay attention to that a little bit later. So make sure it doesn't attract to that little metal part right there. Just stick it right in the middle of the piece on the glue. Okay, so now that this magnet has mostly dried in place, I'm just going to take this stack of magnets here and kind of put it close to it. I can feel it repelling right there, and I can feel it attracting right there. So these two tiles right here, the faces of them are going to be right up together when we're turning it, and so these two are attracting. So we want to just flip it around so that the upper part of this magnet attracts to the part of this magnet. And once you confirm that these two magnets will attract together, when you flip it up together like that, you can put a little bit more glue on the middle of that piece. Just like that. Make sure it's right in the center so they'll be right aligned with each other. And then put the magnet on just like that. And then you can do the same thing with this stack of magnets. Flip it around and set a magnet, the correct polarity on there on that one, and then glue it into place again. And so now, once this set of magnets has dried, we can go ahead and get started on the next set of magnets. So just starting off with our opening turn, you can already really feel that magnetic force going in there. Yeah, there we go. And so we can just do our opening turn like we would normally do solving a Magic, and flip it over like this. You can see the magnets kind of spread out there in a weird pattern. That's just kind of how the Magic works. But now we're going to be flipping over to this side. And what we're going to do is put 2 magnets on each of these 2 panels. And so first we will get a little dab of glue right in the center of this piece right here. And we can stick a magnet on it, just like we have done with every other one of the pieces. And now of course we'll also need one on this panel, because we're going to be flipping these 2 over onto those 2 pieces like this. But later on, these 2 panels will actually be touching each other, just like face to face like this. And so what we want to do first before we put a magnet on this panel is make sure that it's the correct polarity. And so I'll kind of attract these 2 together, make sure it's the correct way. So that's the way that they attract. And so we want to flip it over and set one on the panel just like this. And so we can set it on the panel, put a little dab of glue down like that, and put it right in the middle. Now what we can do is we can expand off to these 2 pieces, so we can do the exact same thing, kind of feel the attraction right there, and set one right there. And then this one should be the exact opposite, so the attraction is this way, and so we can set a magnet right there, and we can glue those 2 on too. Okay, now we're almost done. With the way that I'm going to do it, I'm just going to put 2 more magnets on this Rubik's Magic. So what we're going to do is just start off with our turn like this, where we're just finishing off the puzzle like this. And now we're going to glue 2 magnets onto these 2 tiles right here for these 2 magnets to attract to. So we'll do this the same way we've been doing it this whole time. Kind of feel the attraction right there and put it on the correct way, and do the same thing for this one. And then once those 2 magnets are glued in, you're pretty much done to start enjoying your Rubik's Magic. So you can see here that those 2 attract together. then we can take those two magnets apart from each other. And then here are the two that I was talking about earlier, which actually go and attract each other, even though they were right next to each other earlier. Those should go together just like that. And then we can pull it apart and we will be finished. And so you can see here we have kind of a weird arrangement of magnets. We have 6 of them on this side. We have kind of like some weird shape of 4 of them on the other side. But in the end it works out, and we can just undo this, and then I'll show you a quick solve. So here's what it looks like fast. Pretty much just like a normal magic solve. I can't really do magic very fast, especially in front of a camera like this. But if you're looking at every stage in particular, you can see we have the first stage here where those two get attracted together like this. You have the second stage where those two go together. You can pull those apart. We have the third stage where those two go together. And then finally the fourth stage where those two go together. Just like that. And so yeah, that is pretty much it for this quick tutorial. And before we leave, no, I did not actually just glue magnets onto my Rubik's Magic. Those are pieces of tape. So yeah, don't actually do this to your magic because it will probably ruin it. And it's a really awful idea. But happy April Fool's Day to all of you. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!